I got a question for you. Who's your favorite celebrity? Now, what if you died, woke up, and now you're a baby sucking celebrity titties? Sounds tough, don't it? Fast forward a little bit, now you're like 4, and some dude pulls up and puts your mom on a t-shirt. Still tough? That's basically what this is. Now, I know what you're thinking. This anime looks a little, but I promise it's not on that timing. It's actually a show that's very prevalent to people chasing their dreams and being given a second chance at life without being transported into a new world. It incorporates mystery, drama, and realistic slice of life within the young entertainment industry. But like without the fee, so fuck out of here, Dan. If you're a content creator, you'll love this anime. If you're a typical gooner looking for an ecchi harem with crazy jiggle physics,
I know you hear this bitch moaning!
not so much. Oshinoko begins with a young doctor by the name of Goro and his cancer patient. The doctor and the cancer patient seem to have a close relationship, but the cancer patient dies almost as quick as we meet her. So yeah, I forgot her name, I ain't gonna lie. But she has an obsession over an idol by the name of Ai, and in an effort to remember the young cancer patient, the doctor took on the patient's obsession for the young idol by supporting her career from his remote hospital. Wholesome and chill, right? Until the plot armor throws that same idol in bro's hospital. And you'd think that'd be a dream come true, but she's pregnant, so yeah. But here's where things take a dark turn. The day of the anticipated birth, some dude kills Goro. But as he's dying, you know we gotta hear the last thoughts, cause you know, anime. His thoughts are centered around his confusion as to how someone knew Ai's location. Ai was an orphan with no family ties, no real friends. This bitch is Naruto. And her management, which was literally just her manager and his wife, made sure to hide her pregnancy from the public, as that could literally end her career. So basically, the only person she could have mentioned it to had to have been the father of the kids. Yeah, that's fucked up. Either way, Goro dies and wakes up as her baby while she's giving birth. Oh, and he has a twin sister. His official new name is Aquamarine. Shitty ass name, or Aqua for short, fuck. And his sister's name is Ruby. Y'all remember that cancer patient that died as soon as we met her? Yeah, well, she's Ruby now. They don't tell each other about their previous lives, but they do both know that they're reincarnations who fuck with Ai. I said hi. God damn it. Who fuck with Ai heavy. Some might say a little unhealthy how much they fuck with her, but that's their mom now, so I guess it's not weird anymore. But would you believe me if I said that's just half the puzzle? I told you this anime's plot gets deep, no bullshit. And you might think I'm spoiling the whole damn show, but all this plot gets built into the first episode. I swear to God. Meet Ai. Her starlit eyes embody her character's representation perfectly throughout the series. She's meant to emulate a higher being that no one can touch. Someone who shines the brightest in a room full of stars. Someone who loves everyone despite the criticism she may receive. Basically the purest thing you can think of. But it's all a lie. Ai was an orphan who doesn't know what it means to love. She wants to find love, be in love, and truly know what it means to have, feel, and give the affection of love. But when she meets her future manager, he brings her to the realization that as an entertainer, you don't need to truly feel or mean any of the emotion you convey to your audience. As an entertainer, your only obligation is to effectively portray an image and effectively evoke the targeted emotion out of your audience. So white lies to hide the daily struggles of your personal life aren't an issue. This realization changed her life forever and paved the way for her to become one of the most memorable and iconic idols ever. She would purposefully angle her head in specific shots and smile in calculated ways she practiced a million times. And her dancing and singing matched if not exceeded her already flawless appearance. She was made for entertainment, as she was a compulsive liar. Internally, she found it difficult to discern what was real and what was fake, as she always was putting on a show for people. However, her daughter Ruby wanted to follow in her footsteps, as Ai was the only thing that brought her happiness in her previous life and gave her life in her new one. All we initially know about Ruby is she was previously a bedridden cancer patient, so as we progress through the story, her actions are sort of overshadowed by all the other characters we get to know more in depth, like Aqua and Ai. But her character still has relevance as she overcomes her challenges and tries to walk in Ai's footsteps. She struggles to go about life as a normal person, meaning topics like what do you want to be when you grow up, and the basic action of walking without bracing your herself to fall due to her previous life just waiting on her death. They even made a jab at it in the beginning where she basically alluded to wanting to marry Goro, and he basically said, you gotta wait till whatever the legal age is out there, because I know damn well it don't match our shit. But he was basically saying, nah, you gotta wait till you're older, knowing damn well that girl ain't got more than a week left to live. You was a piece of shit. But honestly, her story is beautiful and really refreshing, as she never complains about her hardships, but instead always tries to keep moving forward despite the difficulty. Her main goal in life is to become a ray of hope like I was for her in her previous life, which drastically contrasts Aqua's main reason for living in his new one. And that brings us to our last main character, Aqua. And no, not blue dumb bitch Aqua. This guy. His main goal is solely based on his hypothesis that his father was the one who sent the killer to Ai. So throughout the series, we see Aqua grow as an actor in an effort to find someone in the industry with a connection to Ai. Prior to Ai's death, Aqua was scouted by a director on a set for one of Ai's jobs to play a role in a thriller film. Naturally, Aqua's analytical background allowed him to understand the director's intention in placing him in the film. He thought his ass was creepy as shit, but if the director thought he was creepy while Aqua was just being himself, he thought the director would want him to be himself in the film too. After the film received huge recognition and awards, Aqua was seen as a prodigy actor at a very young age. It also helps that he's a grown-ass man in a little boy body, but following his recent success on the film, I had hoped that he'd become an actor. However, after Ai's death, he became a cold, calculated, emo kid who was hell-bent on finding their father and, well, ironic considering his previous life was set on healing people, but nonetheless, Aqua's still smart enough to manipulate the dark side of the entertainment industry while using his analytical nature and talent for mimicry to understand the meaning behind a director's instruction and how the industry processes actually work. His talent for mimicry was put on display when he fooled Ruby into thinking that he was another famous streamer, as he helped her become an idol from the shadows. He understands that he doesn't have a natural talent for acting like the other stars do, but he uses his experience under his mentorship to enhance his performance, giving the illusion that he does have a natural talent for the craft. Aqua is by far the most convoluted character in the show, and I found it really difficult to understand and accurately explain his tendencies without a description of his past and what influenced the decisions he makes. Often throughout the show, problems play out, and the anime just makes it seem as if Aqua knew the outcome and solution the entire time. I thought I'd include some honorable mentions because the character development and influence that some of the background characters have is actually insane. Starting with Kana Arima, who was introduced as a spoiled brat, but after being blown away by Aqua's first ever screen appearance, she had a whole breakdown and stunted her career growth as companies didn't want to work with her despite her talent in acting. She learned from it though and actually plays a huge role in the future of the anime, so she can hang for now. Then we got the renowned director, Taishi Gotanda. He's a really insightful character who still lives with his mom, even though he's like in his mid-40s. But when he needs to lock in on a project, he locks in. And low-key, he gives off a Kakashi vibe, as he basically raised Aqua in the entertainment industry when Ai died and serves as the root of Aqua's insight into everything entertainment. Honestly, I wish I got to see more of this character, but his screen time was always fire. So as far as Oshinoko characters go, he's top 3 for me. And lastly, we got the adapting actress, Akane Kurakawa. She's a hardcore method actress who struggled to understand how to act on the reality show she starred in alongside Aqua, as she's naturally shy and a quiet person. Her story was used to show how the media can be manipulated by production companies without regard for the actresses and actors in question. If they want to make you look like the villain, they will. And my god, they made her look wild. I think everyone should at least watch episode 5 and 6 to truly see how criticism can lead to innocent people getting hurt. I mean, we kind of just saw an example of this IRL not too long ago.
I did not have sexual relations with that man. I'm just kidding. I did.
Disregarding whatever rating this gets at the end of the video, her plot progression was done flawlessly, as she serves as the main dramatic focus halfway through season 1. Honestly, just rewatching the episodes to make this video, her scenes and the choices she almost makes were so bone-chilling, it felt like I was watching it for the first time again, and it was beautiful. Aside from Aqua, Akane is one of the most impressive people we see in season 1. However, her criteria for her craft has to be specific and well detailed for her to fully immerse herself into her roles. Comedy. The comedy throughout the anime is subtle but serves its purpose, like when they were told to keep a low profile as babies, but
覚えないキレだ。
何が心配してきたですか。誰よりもエンジョイしてるじゃないですか。つい本能で。
Or when Aqua understands that realistically he can't get in trouble for breastfeeding on Ai, but morally as a young adult in his previous life, he knows the situation is wild as shit. So he would never pull a Rudius from Mushoku Tensei. In his previous and current life, he is a respectable adult. So he uses formula milk only. Meanwhile, Ruby doesn't give a fuck because she was a girl in her previous life, so she's sucking titties. As they age, you really only see the slightest bit of comedic value from Ruby, as Aqua's emo as fuck, so we don't see him smile much more than that, to be honest. Drama. It's really bone-chilling when Aqua uncovers clues that relate to Ai's death. Amidst all the slice of life, potential love interests, and detailed insight into the entertainment industry, this anime's dramatic focus centers around the open-ended hypothesis surrounding Ai's true killer and the industry relationships Aqua makes, like when he uncovers the truth about the reality TV producers and their true intentions with his fellow actors, including Akane. This anime is a must-watch to get a clear picture on what life is like behind the camera. It's more than just turn the camera on and entertain. You gotta worry about perception, brand partnerships, TOS, trends, production costs, management, intermediaries who handle communication, money. The list could literally go on forever. But as a consumer, you don't get that because meaning you get everything at face value. And I think that was one of the reasons why I love this anime so much, because I never seen an anime give its audience enough of a plot to keep you interested while describing real world scenarios of issues industry employees have to go through to create your favorite shows. I also like the fact that they aren't like typical anime and exclude the adults from the kids' lives. Like a 6-year-old is not surviving in a world by themselves. This is not the beginning after the end. Anime today, the kids will literally never see a teacher for the entire story. It makes no sense. In Oshinoko, however, we see the manager, his wife, and the director take active roles in Ruby and Aqua's lives and get introduced to a bunch of mangakas, producers, and scriptwriters along the way that handle most of the entertainment stuff behind the scenes that obviously a kid can't handle themselves. But we get great dialogue between the entertainers and management throughout the story as they have to navigate and adjust the relentless industry in itself. On to the plot. I'm gonna give it an 8. The plot incorporates a variety of genres that I think are fairly difficult to maintain. On one hand, you have Aqua focused on revenge for Ai's murder with no real interest in his own future, and on the other hand, you have Ruby gradually understanding what it means to have a future and look forward to things past a young age. Add the fact that they're reincarnations, everything about their father is a mystery, and we get to learn about the entertainment industry through almost all varying career paths in a first-person point of view is amazing and unheard of in my opinion. I think I took off too because I'm biased to learning more about the entertainment industry, more so than the plot progression itself. Also, Aqua's whole reason for revenge is based on a very loose hypothesis that it could be their father, and so far in the anime we have no real leads. So I can understand why some people may not like it. For a typical viewer that's uninterested in diverse anime topics, after watching the first episode, I'd assume they'd expect a similar story to Death Note, meaning every episode would be a race to uncover another secret. Sadly, that isn't the case for this one. The purpose of this anime is to uncover the truth in the entertainment industry, but the main premise is that you can't uncover the truth without power, and you can only get power in the industry by gaining notoriety and credit for yourself, which Aqua actively does throughout the series. We get to see a novice who lacks authentic acting talent and uses his looks and analytical mindset to convey the director's thoughts effectively, while also we see Ruby appreciate a relatively healthy lifestyle and understand what it means to work toward a goal in life. Just learning about the common problems of each role within the industry genuinely intrigued me, and although not every episode was going to have you at the edge of your seat, I still felt as if young entertainers beginning their journey after a dramatic and traumatizing experience and understanding who or what influences the industry in a negative and positive way was a very new and unique plot for me. On to animation. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. The animation was nice, and maybe I've been spoiled by the new fluid animation style I'm seeing in Wistoria Wand and Sword and the Elusive Samurai, but I didn't think it was anything to write home about. They tend to put a lot of focus in the eyes, and when the moment calls for intense drama, they lock in. But if it's a scene to connect plot points, they'll be more lax about it. I personally love the animation direction that they went for, and think it suits the anime perfectly, but as far as animation styles go, I think you can typically find this type in a lot of anime. They also put more focus into certain moments than others just to show what parts of the anime are more pivotal for the character's development. A B is still passing though, so shout out all the teachers, except mine. Bitch, you gave me a C. Realism, 10. I don't think I need to explain this one too much. They show some realistic shit, like, I do enjoy my fair share of isekai, brain rot deer bitches, and OP main characters, but it's great to see an anime portray realistic scenarios for once, like Gate and Vinland Saga. Characters, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Objectively speaking, Aqua's character had too drastic of a change when he grew up. I understand the change was meant to emphasize his critical PTSD and progress the plot, but bruh, he was a gynecologist. You see more dead bodies a year than most practices because you have high risk clientele. I get it though. When Juice WRLD died, I was sad as fuck too, but come on, bro. He was serious in his previous life and his inner monologues as a child, but after Ai's death, he was devoid of all emotion besides when Akane mimicked Ai. Surprisingly, the background characters do come back and take on important roles, such as the beginning of the second season when the writer of the fucked up production show we see in season 1 comes back to help one of her assistants as she just blew up in her manga, and she serves as her mentor type figure. We got to know more about the life of a writer slash mangaka through their eyes, and they even included them working on some of their drawing boards, which I found really cool. Kinda serves as the world building aspect of this anime, as all the connections Ai and Ruby make can drastically influence their characters in the future for better or for worse. Music, I'ma give it a 7. The anime's opening song was tough as fuck, so tough in fact that it actually reached top spot in Apple Music's top 100. But in my opinion, the music throughout the anime was pretty lackluster. I think they were more focused on the production side of things, so the animation and script and explanations of the industry. But like I said, opening theme song was fire, but other than that, I'm spamming dots for the rest of the music I heard throughout the anime, which is the background music, the performative music that I or anyone would have in the show, all of it. And finally, the comfy factor.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
This factor, again, is just meant to be my bias for the review. So when the anime came out, it had me in chokehold. Like, the whole world was going crazy off the announcement that it was getting an anime adaptation, just like JJK did, so I'm glad I got swept into the hype. Definitely worth it. And for the final overall rating, I'm gonna give it an 8.4. I genuinely love this anime, and I'm definitely tapping into season 2 every week. This is also the first review I can clearly say do not watch the dub. Save yours and watch the anime how it was meant to be watched. I heard it for the first time doing this review, and I almost dropped the score because of it. It's fucking horrendous. Nonetheless, the anime is still fire, and if you need a chill anime with a unique plot and unsolved mystery, this is for you. I'm already working on the next review because I've been needing a solid action anime to go back on that isn't too mainstream. So I got y'all. If you love anime, love music,
Or still think that Jessica Alba is the only Susan Storm that matters,
like, comment, and subscribe for my next journal entry.
I did.